former President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, let me stand on all the established protocols, but I must recognize a few people who have not been recognized prior to this time. Bishop Sunday Onwam is the son of the soil and the father of Mission Africa as a Methodist priest. Thank you for joining us. My friend and brother, Dr. Abai Eke, or Eke Abai, former Commissioner for Information in Abia State, a great ally of our daddy here, who sometimes surprises me because everywhere Baba is, he's there. And it has been like that. Rutumba Fashawe, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for giving up your own comfort for Baba. It is well with you. Of course, we have heard from the coordinator and the director of the Olusegun Obasanjo Foundation, Dr. Walekan Makinde. Thank you for all that you do and all that you've been doing. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've titled my speech Beyond Healthcare. It is no longer news that our administration is determined to drastically improve access to quality and affordable healthcare in every community in our state. We have demonstrated our commitment in this regard by the consistency of investments in multiple frontiers of the health care services ecosystem. In the 2024 and 2025 appropriation cycles, just like had been noted by the Honorable Commissioner for Health, we raised the bar on public health care expenditure by consistently earmarking 15% of the total budgetary outlay to health care, through prioritizing infrastructure. Prioritizing infrastructure upgrade, equipment supply and maintenance, personnel welfare and capacity development, supply of drugs and medical consumables. Over the last 22 months, we have effectively transformed every layer of the healthcare delivery architecture by recruiting accomplished professionals to drive our governance agenda for the sector. Across several urban and rural communities, many public healthcare facilities that were hitherto moribund have been retrofitted, while others are in different levels of upgrade. New ones are also being built from the scratch, and because we have institutionalized prompt and regular payment of salaries and other entitlements, industrial arrest, which led to endless service disruptions in the years past, have become a distant memory. Our vision for healthcare delivery is to build a system that is dynamic and responsive to the needs of the local population, catering to multiple healthcare needs at affordable cost to the individual and in some cases borne entirely by the government. In the new area, no one will be denied access to to health services for reasons of financial incapacity or for any reason at all, because our approach is holistic. Across the 17 LGAs of the state, the government is working on about 300 primary, secondary, and tertiary health facilities. Of course, fixing roads, improving electricity supply and security architecture, and proactively addressing the hazards that make access to health services difficult in the old order. In continuing pursuit of our overarching vision for the health sector, we have gathered this afternoon, now evening, to launch a triple barrel initiative that will revolutionize service delivery and access to health care for individuals and families. The former sector health insurance scheme, which we have just launched, will see tens of thousands of civil servants and their dependents enrolled for round-the-clock qualitative health services at designated facilities in every part of the state. This initiative, long overdue, is structured to drastically reduce out-of-pocket expenditure for individuals in formal sector employment, cut down risks and hazards associated with self-medication, and create demand for medical services in all the public healthcare facilities in our urban and rural areas. The launch of the formal sector health insurance scheme in the state will complement the strides we have recorded with the Basic Health Care Provision Fund, which caters to vulnerable groups and individuals by offering basic minimum package of health services to members of our communities who need protective, promotive, curative, and rehabilitative health services. The formal health insurance scheme will go beyond the provision of essential medical diagnostics and laboratory services to beneficiaries to offer surgical, orthopedic, pediatric, obstetrics, and gynecology services to enrollees at a tiny fraction of the prevailing market rate. The formal health insurance initiative will ease the financial strain individuals and families pass through, especially in times of emergencies, and cut down the incidence of maternal and neonatal mortalities. It will ultimately improve the general quality of living and life expectancy figures in the state through early detection of hidden ailments and timely management of conditions that may lead to untimely deaths. The former health insurance program in the state has been structured to cause very little financial inconveniences to workers, as the government will be paying the larger share of the insurance premium, while the beneficiaries pay just 50% or less of statutory requirements for the next 6 months. I would like to especially appreciate our team at the Abia State Health Insurance Agency for their effort and commitment in making this project a reality. Our expectation is that employees in the various ministries, departments, and agencies and their families will take full advantage of this program to attend to their healthcare needs as fairly provided for in the enabling contract. Register at the health facilities near you and endeavor to share your feedback with our people regularly. We do not anticipate a perfect scenario at the early stages, but our promise is that we shall continue to improve the system consistently and with your support, build a medical service architecture that every one of us can be proud of. The next initiative that shall also be launched at this ceremony, of course, that has also been launched, is the medical outreach program targeted at the poor and the vulnerable in underserved communities. This particular project is the first of its kind because beyond just the fact that we are taking health and medical services to our people living in far-flung corners of the state at no financial cost to the beneficiaries. These interventions shall happen. In the public health establishment, we have restored to formally announce that the facilities are open and ready to serve individuals with various health needs. This outrage will ultimately abolish, and the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Professor Enoch Ubundewichi, rightly noted the era of medical programs and outreaches in open fields, market spaces, or in community halls. Again, I would like to use this opportunity to reiterate the ban placed by the state government on the use of public schools, markets, religious centers, and other unauthorized locations for medical outreach. Those who have been here long enough remember that sometime last year, a group